All right, this is going to sound like a really weird question, but how's your poop? So today's guest is going to share with us the importance of your gut health and making sure that you poop well. All right, check it out.
Building spirituality, family, health, and business. This is the Giant Builders with Lois Wyant.
Hey, Giant Builders, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. It's a wonderful Tuesday, and I hope you have lots of sunshine where you are. Today's guest is Nikki Golly. Hi, Nikki, how are you?
Hello, hello. I'm great.
Oh, good. Can you tell our listeners a bit about yourself and what you do?
Yes. So I like to talk about the elephant in the room that everybody does, but nobody talks about. And I
Really?
would normally show my favorite childhood book. It's called Everybody Poops because it's true. Everybody poops, but not everybody poops well. So I'm kind of on a mission to educate people about what that quiet thing that happens in the bathroom that nobody talks about, the importance of it, and how it affects your health and how it affects your life and even your income.
Your income too?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Yep.
this is going to be good. So what inspired you to take this career choice?
So I have a nutrition dietetics degree. I also spent many years in a supplement store, but really, like many people on a health journey, it was because I went from doctor to doctor and nobody knew what was wrong with me. When I was a child, I was sick all the time. I used to joke that someone could sneeze across an auditorium and I'd get sick. My immune system was trashed. I had arthritis symptoms when I was in middle school. Like I
Wow.
couldn't do the quote unquote girl push-ups because my knees hurt so bad that I couldn't do that. Um, and you name it, all the while I was, like I said, I was sick all the time. I was uncomfortable. I was bloated. I didn't feel good. And I was constipated. I pooped probably once or twice a week, and I didn't know that that wasn't normal and nor okay. So if that's surprising to you, that's not normal nor okay. Ideally, we should poop every day. Every day. Yes, I said it. Every day. Because it is so important for the digestive system and for everything to work properly. Like it's just a signal that your body's working right. So that has kind of led me down to become the poop lady because I was so miserable for so long, and I am on a mission to make sure that no one else experiences that.
All right, so what are some of the biggest myths about gut health?
There's so many that it doesn't mean anything. That's a complete myth, right? That the gut feeling is something to not pay attention to. Your gut is your second brain. So many people know this or don't know this, but it is your second brain. The gut and the brain are very interconnected. That's how I can say that it actually affects your income and your money because when your gut is off, you miss more days of work if you're a solopreneur or an entrepreneur, or if you actually go into a job, right? You miss more days, so you have less productivity. And then if you're not feeling good, even if you do show up, your brain's not working at 100% because your gut's not right. And that interconnection between your brain and your gut. What's another myth? That it doesn't affect your day-to-day life. Most people think we're like, oh, I mean, I'm tired in the afternoon, or my belly hurts every evening before I go to bed. Like that affects a lot more than just you noticing your belly hurts.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, there's so many. Gut health is like one of those like deep holes that so many people can that fall into because that everything you eat and drink goes through your digestive system, goes through your gut, right? So every single thing you put in your mouth has to be digested, assimilated, and then eliminated, right? That's the other thing that most people don't talk about. That's exactly why I'm on this mission is there's so much that your poop can tell you. And no, I'm not talking about like touch it or anything icky like that. But what I was saying is your gut is communicating with you all of the time. So if you're paying attention to what's coming out and what's going in, it can tell you a lot about how your system is actually working.
All right. So if somebody, let's say somebody listening, they are tired, they're constipated, what this gut health puts us through, like what would be a very first step you would tell them to do?
Ooh, first step for no matter if someone's constipated or even on the other side, going more frequent than they would like. Like I'm talking like 5 or 6 times a day. Most people know what diarrhea is, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if everything's going through you, no matter if you're constipated, so not going at all, or those tiny little rabbit pellets, I always say that doesn't count. That's not a real poop. First thing that I would tell everybody is how much water are you drinking?
Mm.
Check that first because your body is mostly water. Like our bodies are way more water than most people understand. I want to say 80 to 85% water. And the only reason that it's not like 95% is because of our bones. And I don't know if you're anything like me, but I actually like that my bones aren't water because that makes
Yeah.
them stronger and they held me upright. But every other organ in your body is majority of water. So it is very, very important that we drink enough water. And the colon, so yes, talking about poop, right? But the colon, your large intestine, the colon is the end of your large intestine. That whole job of your large intestine is to pull water out of your stool. So if you're constipated, there is a very high likelihood that your body is pulling way more water than it needs to out of your colon or out of your poo, out of your stool. So it way harder for it to come out. So water is like the number one. If I could shout it from the rooftops, like drink more water because your body is water. One of the big things that I always say is if you are not drinking enough water, think of it this way. Your colon has to pull more water out of your stool. So would you rather circulate clean water that you're drinking or,
Oh.
for lack of a better term, poop water? Like, wait, think about that. Like, okay, if that's not motivation enough to drink more water, I don't know what can be. Like, really? Like, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's gross.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Recirculating stuff from your body that makes it harder to go to the bathroom or drink a few extra glasses of water. So ideally, we want to get around half of your body weight in ounces of water. That seems like a lot for most people. It's like, wait, what? Nikki, you said what? Like the old adage of 8 ounce glasses of water is good. That's 64 ounces. But it's kind of ambiguous. Like people like, oh, 8 ounce glasses, like, oh, that's for my dad, or that's for my husband, or that's for this, or like that's for my teenage kid that's running track. Like, no, it makes it a little more close to home if you take your body weight. So whatever you weigh right now today, for depending how many people you have across the pond. I'm in the United States, we measure everything in pounds, which is dumb. Don't get me on that. But if you take your body weight in pounds, so say you're a 150-pound person, you want to divide that in half, and that would be 75 ounces of water is the ideal kind of, and that's actually more than the 64 ounces. So it just makes it a little bit more at home. Like it changes when your body weight changes. Like if you're 100 pound and you gain 50 pounds, like, okay, you need to drink more water. The other fun thing about drinking water, not only does it help your digestive system, it helps, but it kind of detoxes your system. Everyone talks about detox, like in the health realm. Everyone's like, do detox, do you do this, do that? I'm like, you can naturally detox yourself all the time with an ample amount of water, and fiber is another one, but water is really helpful because the best way for your body to eliminate is through natural elimination, right? So peeing and pooping, like those are natural body. Everything does it. Like every animal, every mammal, all the things go to the bathroom to eliminate what our body cannot use. So if you eliminate what your body can't use through your natural pathways, that is part of detoxing.
Okay.
So you have to do less big cleanses and things like that if you naturally do it through an everyday means, like drinking more water and eating more fiber, fruits and vegetables. But surprise, surprise, a nutritionist talking about eating more fruits and vegetables. I get it, but it's true. It's helpful. There's a lot to it.
All right. So I'm part of the garden club. You'll find this funny. And so with a guy there was talking about how his doctor told him he needed to eat 3 to 4 servings of vegetables a day. So he said,
Yeah.
well, my wife fixes me mixed vegetables, so it has, 3 or 4 different kinds of vegetables. So I just need to eat that once a day.
Yeah, I would say yes, that's great. And yes, please do that. Please do that. The variety is helpful. What I always say for servings is the serving is the size of your fist.
Mhm.
So if he was eating like a plate full of that was definitely enough. Like it's great. But yeah, the size of your fist also changes the size of person you are. If you're a smaller person, your fist is probably smaller, and a large man is going to have a larger fist. So therefore, the serving size actually gets a little bigger for that person. But that is funny.
So I'm curious. So if we gain or lose weight, does our hand size change?
Hand size doesn't usually change.
Okay.
I'm gonna
I was
maybe
just thinking
my
about that as like, I guess that's the same. So
kind of. You think about it. Have you ever been? I mean, not that you eat healthy all the time, right? I could tell that you are a healthy
yeah,
eater.
sometimes I'm really 2026 is like my really big deal year. So
Oh, yay.
yay,
Okay,
yeah,
great. Okay,
yeah.
great. But when you eat badly, you typically get a little puffier, and your
Yeah,
hands are gonna get bigger. Like
yeah,
there's that, right? So,
yeah,
but I mean, not like a huge shift in
yeah.
hand and feet size or things like that.
Okay. That just kind of hit me all of a sudden. It's like, huh, will I always be eating the same amount of vegetables as long as I'm here? So,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah, yeah. Good
You
question.
never
Great
know what's
question.
going to happen here on the
And
giant builders. It's never know where I'm going to take us.
there you go. Well, since you brought up the servings of fruits and vegetables, like it used to be an old campaign that get 5 a day, and this was like 2018. They kind of changed it.
Yeah.
That now we're supposed to get between 7 and 13 servings, so fist-size servings of fruits and vegetables every day. Like that is
Wow.
shockingly a lot. And
That's a
why they
lot.
changed it, because no one was getting 5, so they raised it, which I'm not sure that actually increased the amount of fruits and vegetables people eat. Um, but it's because of the nutrition that we need from them.
Oh,
So there
our food's
is
not near as nutritional.
yeah, it's foods because they're made in mass quantities, they're shipped from all over the world, they're picked green, like all of these things. So if you're doing a gardening, like if you can grow them yourself,
Yeah.
one thing that I talk about a lot is the nutritional quality. And I pose this question to everyone. Take a minute and think about it. What do you smell when you walk into a grocery store?
Um, I want to say the foods that are open, like the fruits and vegetable section.
Maybe, right? But
Yeah,
lots of times you don't really smell much. There's not
that's
much.
true.
But
Yeah.
have you
Well,
ever,
that's what I was trying to really hone in on there. It's like
yeah,
I just
right?
smell a room. I don't know that there's,
There's not a whole lot of
or unless
smell.
they just made some fresh baked bread or something of that nature.
Right, right.
Mhm.
But if you've ever stopped at a roadside stand or been around someone that like you have fresh produce or
Mhm. Mhm.
fresh fruit specifically, like if you stop at a roadside stand, like when you get out of the car, it's like you are punched in the face with the smell of like peaches or
Yeah.
pears or things that are like that. And what that means is the higher the smell content, the better nutritional quality it has. The more vitamins and minerals, because it's the vitamins and minerals. The plant itself wants an animal to eat, especially like fruit trees, right? They want an animal to eat their fruit because then it disperses the seeds and things like that. So I always pose that question about a grocery store is, if you don't smell anything, it's because nothing has the nutritional quality that it should. It doesn't have as much vitamins and minerals as it ideally should. And so that's why they keep raising the numbers on how many servings we're supposed to get. But 7 to 13, I'm a nutritionist. I eat lots of fruits and vegetables. I preach it all day long. And I still don't get 7 to 13 every day. Like, it is almost impossible.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Does that affect your weight to eat that much fruits and vegetables? I mean,
Well, if you focus more on vegetables than fruits, right? But
yeah.
typically it would affect your weight in a positive way because most of the time you're actually getting a lot more nutrition, right? The vitamins and minerals and things like that. People are still eating. They're just not eating the fruits and vegetables. They're eating more meats or processed grains or breads or things like that. If you focus on eating that many servings of fruits and vegetables, you don't have as much space in your stomach or in your calendar to eat all the quote unquote bad things that are give you calories but not much vitamins and minerals.
Yeah.
So usually it affects it in a positive way.
Does it matter does it make a difference on how we cook our foods?
That's a very loaded question. Good job. Good to have variety.
Uh-huh.
What I would say, especially talking about fruits and vegetables, is to not cook them to death.
Yeah.
So if they still have some vibrant colors. So you can cook vegetables, but if you cook them too much, the color goes away. Like, you can see it if you've ever cooked greens or spinach or even broccoli or something like that, that you cook it and you can cook it a little bit and it's still vibrant and it gets a little softer and it's like, oh, that's about perfect. But you can cook it to death if you cook it longer and then the vibrant green turns to a pale green.
Yeah.
Then it's not going to have as many, especially B vitamins and things like that, that you can kind of cook away. So cooking a little bit is great. Cooking too much can be detrimental. The foods in general, fresh is best. Frozen is going to be a second best. I would say the third is canned. Like, I would not recommend a lot of cans.
Yeah.
But if cans are the only thing that you have, it's better than not eating anything at all.
Okay.
So that's the one time I would recommend cans. If it's like I can't do anything, then a can is great. But most of the time, most people can do frozen stuff if fresh is too difficult.
Yeah. Well, I like fresh, but it doesn't last long enough for me.
Yes, that is one homework assignment I give a lot of my clients is figure out when you buy stuff, right? It's like I've had so many clients and be like, yes, the bottom crispers, like that's where fruits and vegetables go to die. We get it. To when you're planning your meal for the next day or the next couple days or something, check the fridge first. Instead of checking everywhere else, like check your fridge first. Like, that makes a big difference on, like, oh, you know what? I have zucchini in the bottom shelf that I forgot. They looked really good at the store, and oh my God, if I don't use them now, they're gonna die. Like, okay, like, all right, how can we incorporate zucchini into the X meal that we're gonna do? That's what we say is like, start with the drawers first, see what's going bad. Let's use that first, or pitch the stuff that is already bad. But paying attention to that will increase your fruits and vegetables, especially vegetables in your diet, and then you'll have less stuff. You'll waste less money because nobody really wants to buy fruits and vegetables and waste them, right? It's just that we forget about using them. So if you kind of change your mind of like, okay, what is in the crisper that I could use with X dinner, and then kind of create meals around that, which will really make a difference.
Yeah. Well, tell me about your recipe book.
Yes. So because I talk about fruits and vegetables, it needs to be so important and incorporated into everybody's life. I have created, it's on my website. Has some simple ways to, and that's what it's called. That's it. Simple ways to eat more fruits and vegetables, because like I said, it's super important. And most people think fruits and vegetables, especially vegetables, right? It's mostly vegetables.
Mm.
Um, is they think like vegetables are bleh. They're boring. They have no flavor. Which is totally false. They're great. I mean, you can put seasonings, and I mean, it it saddens me when I go out to places and I'll order vegetables at a restaurant and they suck.
Yeah.
They're overcooked. They have no seasoning. They have no flavor. It's like fruits and veggies, specifically, veggies can be flavorful. You can put lots of seasonings and even some salt goes a long way in certain things to make them really taste good. I have so in the cookbook, I have like cruciferous vegetables. Those are going to be your broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, those types of things, your green leafy veggies, because all those are really important, but a lot of people don't know how to make them. One of my absolute favorites that actually didn't make it into that edition, but I talk about it all the time, is Swiss chard. And Swiss chard with bacon. Yep, I said it. I actually recommend bacon because it's so flavorful. It's like filled.
Oops.
Wow. Okay. Me? Nope. Now you-
There you go.
So Swiss chard with bacon. Yes, bacon. I use bacon. So cutting up, not using a crazy amount of bacon, but using bacon to flavor the greens. I have persuaded even the pickiest of people to try it, and they actually really like it. So Swiss chard is a green leafy veggie. Green leafy veggies are amazing for us. You kind of cut it up and you saute it up. You cut up the stems, saute it with bacon as like bacon pieces as you cook it, and then throw in the leaves. It is so tasty. It is so healthy, and it has bacon in it. So it's things like that, like using vegetables in a fun way with flavorings to make it so much more fun instead of just bleh. All right, you're gonna boil some broccoli and cauliflower. Like, no, bleh. Like that's boring. Like saute it up or bake it or roast things, or there's so many other ways to make them better. Like another one that is in the book that is amazing is summer squash. Hands down the best way. So summer squash meaning zucchini, like yellow squash, those softer squashes, is to cook them on the grill.
Yeah. I've never tried that.
It is amazing.
Huh.
It will change your life. Like that is the best way I've ever had to do it. Like cut them up. I cut them up in. It doesn't matter how you cut them, honestly. Like cut them thin, long ways, or even in medallions down the squash, and you mix it with a little bit of seasoning, so a little bit of oil, a little bit of seasonings, and put it on the grill. And it has more of this like charred a little bit, but it gives it so much flavor. I mean, my household can probably eat, I want to say like 10 squash that way. It takes it, we can eat more than the grill can take typically because it tastes so good.
That takes care of your, what, 7 to 10 servings of vegetables.
Right? Right? You only get 2 or 3 for sure. Depending on the size of your grill.
All
But
right,
so good.
my note says you have a pop quiz.
I do. Yes. So,
Okay.
I talk about digestion, I talk about poop, all of these things, but most people have no idea what affects your digestion. So, I would say, like in school, pop quiz time, everyone go check it out in the show notes, I'm sure, or on my website, so nikkigolly.com, and take the poop pop quiz. So the poop pop quiz is a questionnaire. I promise there's no gross pictures. I promise it's fun. Just questions, but questions that get you thinking about what actually affects your digestion, your sleep habits, your stress, what your actual poop looks like, what's normal, what's not normal, right? If you feel that you're actually empty after going to the bathroom, all these things dramatically affect how you feel and what's actually working within your body. So, pop quiz time, everyone go check it out. But like I said, really good questions, and it'll give you some insights about what's actually happening within your body and how it's affecting you. And like I said at the very beginning, your digestion and your essentially pooping habits affect your whole life, that affect your livelihood, how much money you're making, because your brain's not going to work if your body's not online.
That's good. All right, so Giant Builders, I'll have all those links below. Thanks, Nikki. That was really a lot of great information. I'm going to go get my cookbook.
Awesome. Yes, please do. Please do. Let's change that vegetables have to be boring and tasteless because
Yeah.
that sucks. I agree too. I hate
Yeah.
boring and tasteless vegetables when they can be so much fun.
That's great. All right, Giant Builders, don't forget to check the information below, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you for listening. This has been The Giant Builders with Lois Wyant.